Welcome to today's Verified Live. We start in Russia, where Vladimir Putin has addressed thousands of people in Moscow's Red Square after claiming a landslide election win. The rally was held to mark the 10th anniversary of Russia's illegal annexation of Crimea. Standing alongside three loyalist candidates, President Putin said that hand in hand, Russians will move forward. Western countries have condemned the election as neither free nor fair, with the US calling it incredibly undemocratic. President Putin described the Donbass and other parts of Ukraine occupied by Russian forces as part of a new Russia. Now let's have a listen to what he had to say. People living there in those days of the Russian declared their desire to return to their native family. Their path back to homeland was much more difficult and tragic, but we did it. It was a great event in the history of our state. Now we are developing, we are marching together. We feel the fellowship. Just this morning I was told that the railway from Roz to D and Marupan has been restored. We will continue this work, rail carriages all the way to offering another alternative road to an alternative to the Crimean bridge. So together we will go forward, and this action, not words, that is what makes us really stronger. That was Vladimir Putin in the last hour. Now, Ben Knoll, an associate fellow for the Russia and Eurasia program at Chatham House, explained why this election was so important for Vladimir Putin. The Kremlin will definitely point to the official result as proof that Putin is actively and enthusiastically supported by the vast majority of the population. But the picture is much more complex than that. Yes, there are some people who are ardent supporters of Putin, but there are also those that detest him. And more importantly, there's a large group in the middle with ambivalent feelings towards Putin. The Kremlin has made sure that it presents to that large middle group. Putin is the leader without alternative. So many people will have gone to the polls because of that. If not Putin, then who else? But also we shouldn't forget the extraordinary propaganda in the country. The Kremlin will demonstrate that Putin is still at the center of politics and therefore is going to be around for many years to come. Looking ahead, what can we expect over the next 6 years? I think we're going to see an even more emboldened Putin. This is a man who will now have 6 more years in power, and then, because of changes that he introduced to the Constitution in 2020, he can run again in 2030 to stay in power until 2036, at which stage he will be 83. I think we're likely to see more domestic repression, more use of coercion, the Kremlin taking unpopular decisions that it didn't want to in the lead up to the election, where it wanted to present a Russia that was confident and rosy, and the state providing support to people. So it's going to be an even uglier Russia domestically, but also emboldened when it comes to